Officially live on IG. We're live on IG. We're live on YouTube. I know what that means. It is your host, El Tucretente, the Ultimate Sensei, a.k.a. We'll save the rest for next weekend. But this is a new episode of Bumps and Bruises. And my goodness, it feels great to be back in the wee hours of the AM. Big cheers, big pros. Allow your host to take a moment before we get this thing started, shall we? If that ain't beautiful every time. But right now, I figured we would kick this Bumps and Bruises episode off with first off, it feels great to be back, and I'm excited to be back as well. Host and pull up a chair tomorrow, as in Saturday, or today, depending on, I don't know. Tomorrow, as in Saturday, though. But, my goodness, what are we now? In the wee hours of the AM, almost the witching hour. But before we get right into it, like I said, it does feel great to be back. New freestyles are up. We got a snippet of a new record coming out called 29 Candles, but this is Bumps and Bruises where we cover wrestling. But for those on IG, after I close out over on YouTube, I'm going to stay live and bump some of the new music that just came out. So let's dive right into it, shall we? To kick off the 2025 Royal Rumble Predictions, let's kick it off with getting the two matches out of the way that aren't the Rumble matches. So let's kick it off with the 2 out of 3 Falls Tag Team Championship match, which we got DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns. DIY defending their belts. Well, first off, I love what the Motor City Machine Guns have done since they joined the WWE. I think the DIY is having a nice heel run right now. However, I think we want to put those belts back on the Motor City Machine Guns because they can help further and elevate the tag team division. So that one's an open and closed, cut shut case. I'm going to go with Motor City Machine Guns securing that W for sure. But I think that's going to be a great match, and it's great, awesome to see the WWE Tag Team Championships actually defended on pay-per-view for the first time since WrestleMania. But I got Motor City Machine Guns and new tag team champions on that one, which then leads us into the ladder match over the custody of the WWE Championship. Is it the Winged Eagle? Is it the new one? Well, we're going to find out because it's Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes in a ladder match to decide who is the actual undisputed WWE champion. And if you have even just one working brain cell, you know that the answer to that question on who will win is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the son of a plumber. You definitely got to go with Cody on that one. KO, though, I think that could be a great match. Love that they're having a unification match, and they had Shawn Michaels at Saturday Night's Main Event do the contract signing. Thought that was absolutely spectacular, so loved how they delivered that. And he delivered a sweet chin music, and he did not indeed pass the aux. So, I mean, I thought that was very well executed angle on their part. I'm seeing a 4 to 5 star match incoming, at least a 4, but I'm giving that one to, and still your undisputed WWE champion, Mr. Cody Rhodes. Which then leads us to the meat and potatoes, the potatoes and the meat. We got Women's Rumble and Men's Rumble. We're going to go ladies first on the Rumbles. And we're going to start with the Women's Royal Rumble, not only who I think will win it, but who I think will be the Final Four. And I can't wait to see what you guys think as well and who you guys got winning and who's in your guys' Final Fours. But to kick off with the Women's Rumble, winner I think is easy. Winner, I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair. I feel like Charlotte Flair, she's returning, hasn't been in the ring, hasn't even really been on screen except for the past couple of weeks cutting vignettes and promos. I think that's clear as day. Charlotte wins. Charlotte then challenges Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton gets her dream match in. Charlotte probably will go over at Mania, even though she realistically doesn't have to at all. But I think Charlotte Flair wins the Women's Royal Rumble, which means one of the Final Four would be Charlotte Flair. I think you get Trish Stratus, Final Four. I would say, so we got Charlotte and Trish. Ooh, the nostalgia in me wants to say Lita would be the third. Big cheers, big pros, good brother Doomer. Thank you for tuning in live. See, I want to say Charlotte and Trish, but then it's like you're not getting any of the new talent over, which isn't really a Vince thing. or which really isn't a Triple H thing. That was a Vince thing, was not letting new talent get over. So, shoot. All right, Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Io Sky. I went with gut. That would be who I think will be the official Final Four. Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Io. In my nostalgia brain, there's a world where it's Charlotte, Becky, Trish, and Lita. But I also think that that's a little far-fetched, about 10 years too late. But for that final prediction, I'm going with Charlotte wins, and that's my Final Four, which then we will conclude on the Men's Rumble. That one gets a little bit trickier because there's something that I also have to read off. So the confirmed people that are locked into the Men's Rumble that have already declared, we got Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso. Yeet. We got, that was a poor, sorry ass yeet. But we got LA Knight, we got Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes. Goodness. Winner, John Cena. There's a couple different people that it could be, but I think John Cena wins. John Cena challenges Cody at Mania. John Cena goes over. And then for the Final Four, I'm going to go with, well, obviously John Cena. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. I'm going to go with CM Punk. I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. Final Four. That'll be my Final Four right there. There's the first four names that I said. I just feel like that fits the overall story as well with everything going on. I think Seth Rollins and Punk, they create their feud. They take that shit into Mania, do a banger there as well, like they did on the Raw debut of Netflix. And then I believe somehow, some way, John Cena is going to eliminate Roman Reigns. How he goes about that, I don't know. Because then you're asking for Roman Reigns to get thrown over the top rope clean, and I don't necessarily know if that happens. But I guess we'll have to see. And plus, we don't know who the mystery contestants are. If I were to try to throw something at the wall and see who could potentially pop out as a surprise for either the women's or the men's rumble, well, I already said Trish and Lita for women's. I think you might get Michelle McCool, a.k.a. Miss Calloway, but the great Michelle McCool. I think we could see, what about the old vet Victoria? I could see maybe her coming out there, especially since I just saw her with Undertaker at one Dead Man show, so I'd say you couldn't rule that out. And then if I were to take a crack at the men's, well, that's a smorgasbord. First off, to conclude on the women's too, I do think Asuka and Alexa return. I do see that on the horizon. But for the men's, I mean, I think we can see maybe RVD, the whole damn show. Can't rule it out. Hopefully there's a place for him to smoke in the building, because if not, I don't think he will attend. Not sure how Indianapolis feels on that. But Scott Steiner, he rumored that he might come out, but I don't think we're going to hear Holla If You Hear Me. I don't want to get my hopes up too much. And granted, even why would I get my hopes high, considering on what his quality in the ring would even necessarily be. But it's going to be interesting, though. I mean, I could throw a ton of names at the wall that I hope will come out. I think Maven. Hey, guys, Maven here. I think he could come out. You don't want to rule him out. I'd love to see Maven in there. Shout out Maven. But with that being said, I think that'll conclude us on this episode of Bumps and Bruises. Pull up a chair. We're finally returning on Saturday, and I can 110,000% confirm, but do not take my word for it until I do this and say we are live Saturday afternoon. But I'm telling you, I'm looking really forward to it, and I'm long overdue to be back chatting about everything that has unfolded in this wild, long month of January. But with that being said, IG, Good Brother Doomer, don't you dare go nowhere, because we're about to have some fun. However, on YouTube, because I don't want to get copyright striked on this video, I got to make sure they're not playing music on here, but we'll be playing music next week over on YouTube for those sleepless radio nights of my favorites, or with my favorite people. And with that being said, pull up and see you Saturday. Those are my predictions. Hit the bell, drop yours. I can't wait to see your likes and your predictions and who you guys got favored and maybe not favored to win and who you guys got coming out and who you guys maybe don't have coming out. To conclude, I do got AJ Lee also coming out in the Women's Rumble. It's Mr. Keep the Love High and the Hate Low. Wake up with a smile on. Remind yourselves of 3 things you're grateful for. In IG, don't you dare go nowhere. But YouTube, you can't stay here. Peace.